All right, guys, so this is going to be the first video of our two-part video. We got the Stihl, we got the Echo, and we got the Husqvarna, the three competitors in this blower segment. And so we need to unbox these two. And so this video is going to show you unboxing and then some initial thoughts real quick after we unbox them. And then the next video coming out right after this video will be the actual mini backpack blower wars, where we do all of the, show all the action. We're gonna blow all these leaves. We're gonna cover this driveway in leaves and grass, and then we're gonna put them over here. We're gonna cover this with leaves and grass clipping stuff. We're gonna blow it all the way over there towards that stump. Maybe we'll blow it back. So we'll switch blowers. Blah blah blah. We'll be a little time lapse deal. So first time lapse, me and Dad will get these. We'll set the Stihl off the side and we'll assemble one backpack blower at a time here on the table, and we'll get them assembled, and then we'll share our thoughts.
These are the lightweights, so that's why he brought me in, the 50 plus group. And the light blowers, even though they're very handy, and I really appreciate mine. I've used it for a couple of years. We're gonna get figuring out what's the best one of these three.
Yeah,
very handy to have. Let's do this.
All right guys, so the Husqvarna, it comes with all your tubes, comes with the manual, your couple of pipe clamps, your little holder for the throttle cable, and it comes with the little tool, the silver tool that you need to assemble the stuff. The same, kind of T-tool that comes with a lot of equipment that you buy. And it comes with a 2-cycle oil. So I wanted to mention real quick what actually comes in the box, because I didn't mention that, and I didn't want to make this video any longer than it already is. So so we're assembling this stuff up. As you know, I mean, the putting the pipes together is always a little bit of a pain, just because, I don't know, just the way it is. Every time when I get a new blower, putting the pipes together seems to be just a little bit of a pain, getting them in place and getting them correct and making sure they all line up correctly and make sure the little bump, is in the right spot and all that. But that's basically the only assembly that me and Dad had to do for this. Everything else, as you see, it comes ready to go out of the box. So if you use a little WD-40 or a little lubricant of some kind, it does help putting the tubes together. So we ended up cheating a little once we got to this Echo blower. Ended up cheating a little and putting a little bit of a lubrication on there. And so now we're just gonna put some gas in them, and then we'll share some of our thoughts here right now. Even not, but we'll see. All right guys, so as you seen, me and my dad helped me greatly. We got them all put together. Some things to note right off the bat. That's why I envisioned unboxing and then talking about things we noticed right away. What my dad was saying is he was noticing how the fan housing is taller. These ones are both similar, and this one is bigger. I don't know if the fan's bigger. Actually, I think it might be, because I was thinking maybe it sits higher up, but it looks like it's pretty about the same height. So that would tell me that this one might actually work a little bit better than these. Maybe not. According to the specs on the website, this one's actually, they're all within just like a few CFM of each other, but technically this one's the weakest one. But we don't know that, because they're just in these labs or whatever, and they test them with this machine right here. And the only way to really truly test something is to do what we're doing right now. What me and my dad are doing is to buy all three of the competitive segments, and then pick what one we want, sell the other ones. So I mean, it'd be cool to do that with trucks and everything. We had the money, right? Buy the Ram 350 dually like yours, buy the Chevy 350 dually and yours, but obviously we can't do that. Same with the mowers and stuff too, but and so
since we got our wallet out, this one is $30 cheaper.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. So this one $249, this one $279, this one $279. That's price before tax and everything. That's just like the retail price. Now these two,
I did not pay any tax on them because I ordered them from SaffordEquipment.com, and they're in Alabama. I'm in Georgia, so they don't have any tax, and they do free shipping over $200, and I spent $528 for these two, so the shipping was free as well. So technically this is the most expensive one because these are both $279, but you had to pay another $20-30 tax for that one. Right. But again, they're similar, but yeah, but like my dad was saying, I mean, if this one $30-40 cheaper, I mean, this could be a way to go. They're all easy to get parts for. These two you can get parts easily online. This one, you know, you can go to your local Stihl dealer, which we love our local Stihl dealer. Great folks. So oh, one thing I noticed is this gas tank does seem really tiny. You got the bigger gas tank on the Husqvarna and on the Stihl. One thing that happens on all these Stihl gas tanks is, like, as you can see right now, Dad's blower's all 3/4 full, but you can't even barely see how much gas is in there. And that's something to do with the Stihl brand, because I have like 6 different Stihl products. They all do that. These even once they get old and super dirty, you can still always see what's in there. Yeah. That's something, another thing I learned, not that that's not necessarily a deal breaker, but just something else to note. My dad was saying he likes how this carburetor is very all encased in this. It's probably actually a little better on this one as well. You know, because I know lots of guys that have this, banged this around for 10 years, you know, just the way it is. It's a little better than this. You see it's got like a 3-inch gap right here, which could catch on things. See, this one's more smooth and this one's smooth. This one could possibly catch a little bit. Buddy, we're gonna stay outside and make this video. If you want to go inside, you can, but we are not going inside right yet. We will in a little bit. Oh, another thing, let's look at the decibels just for fun. It's still probably on yours. Oh, you're right here. See, Dad says 70 decibels. This one says 65. And this one is 69. Technically, what is this dBA? And then the bottom number is 104. I think there's 2 different categories or something like that. We ain't gonna dive into that too much, but see, this is LN, which stands for low noise. So like if the power is the same on these, but this one's, you know, 20% quieter, you know, that's a cool thing. I think vibration will probably be minimal on all these just because the motor's small. They all do have a spring here, spring. Dad's has 2 springs. Looks like Dad's on 4 springs. This one has 3 springs from what it looks like. And this one has 2 bushings and 1 spring on the top. But I still don't think we're gonna get vibration out of this, because y'all remember that customer gave me a 150 BT, which is like the medium one step up from that. Remember, Dad, that customer gave me one a couple months ago? That thing, even though it didn't really have a super vibration system, it still had basically no vibration, just because, you know, it's just a pretty smooth, quiet motor. These do feel super soft though. On some of my Husqvarna Red Max, they're kind of tough, but that feels really soft. Oh, another big thing. You guys, I was mentioning when I was buying these blowers, some of the downsides. One of the downsides is this, is I didn't really want a hip throttle, because this hand, you know, I like pick up sticks and be able to just run the trigger with the other hand. But, you know, I also feel like since this blower doesn't have a lot of power anyways, probably just gonna leave it like that, you know, most of the time, you know, when I'm blowing with it, and just let it roll. So, you know what I'm saying? Because it's not like, oh, wow, it's too much power, you know, it's not like that. It'll be just kind of letting it rock. Oh yeah, but while I came around the side, you guys look at this. This is awesome, because a lot of the Husqvarna blowers, it has like this hinge thing and the handles on the side of the tube over here, which some people like that because you can lay it way down or whatever, and it, you know, depending on where your hand likes to be, and it doesn't get in the way in the tube. But I like how this one's just straight up on top, just similar like this one, same thing. And I think that's kind of cool, because I don't like this side Husqvarna. I've owned multiple of these Husqvarna blowers on the side, but I just don't really like it. I think this is better. Here's your on and off, because people want to see how that is. You got your cruise control, you know, pretty basic standard. This, you go all the way slow, and there's turn it off, and you turn it on, and it locks all the way in full throttle if you want. Like I said, it'll probably be most of the time when you run this blower probably at full throttle. Your Stihl, same like the Husqvarna, you're gonna have your cruise control and stuff. Although the Stihl, you just push it down and it turns off like that instead of having a switch like this one. Again, none of those are deal breakers to me, but whatever. So what other thoughts do you have, Dad, before we'll do a little startup of all of them, just let them all sit here idling and see what they sound like, because I'd like to let these idle actually for a few minutes because they're brand new. You know, like let them just sit here and idle for 10 minutes.
First of all, Tony, you put me on this about 2 years ago, getting a small one. I really like having it. I didn't know I was gonna like it. I thought, what would I use a small blower for?
Yeah.
I wind up throwing it on my back a lot. I wind up using it in a lot of situations in the middle of the season. This is when,
right,
you know,
it's 100 degrees outside. You're blowing a few grass clippings.
I'm really amazed how much I use it, and I really like it, and I really enjoy using it. This blower, one of the negatives since I own it, is this ring.
Yeah.
This ring comes off a lot, so I have to put this ring back on when I'm throwing it over my shoulder. I don't like that. So something. To think about
one
on
other
that.
thing, one other complaint I had, and you guys had as well, and I totally forgot to mention it just now, but I'll mention it right now, is you see how this housing, it comes straight out of the side here, and you see how these come down and it has a swivel here, just like the big backpack blowers, which I like this.
Yeah.
Because this feels a little awkward, like, you know, depending on times of year and stuff, it feels like you're having to pull it just to keep the tube beside you. You know what I mean? Not again, I don't think that's necessarily a deal breaker, but that is something. I almost, when I was looking at this, you remember the other day, I almost wonder if they took a housing that goes on a handheld blower that's like this, and if they flipped it upside down and just put it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Almost, but I don't really see that being probable, but I don't know, just thought I had.
But here's the thing, it's worth, in my opinion, so all you guys out there, is it worth putting another $300 into another blower?
Yeah,
absolutely. Because when you did that, I went ahead and took the plunge on another blower. I really love having this. I like throwing it around. I could throw it in the back seat of the truck real easy. I can just do whatever with this.
Right.
I end up using it so much in the middle of the on season. That's the key, and that's when it's really handy. Yeah,
and then you know, and the thing about this video series deal that we're doing, like you're saying, basically most people think, why would you buy a blower that small? You're just wasting $300.
Right.
Well, no, because, and here's another thing to consider. For me, you know, I've been doing this full time about 16 years. My dad's done it for like 40 years, 35 or whatever years. So you have to consider that, you guys, because some of you guys, all right, you just started this business, you only been in it for 2 years, and so you just think, why wouldn't you just grab the big old one and throw it up there? Well, yes, that's good, but 16 years from now, you know, my body, my knees, legs, and everything, you feel that. And now in leaf season, there's not really an option because they're just trying to clean out the shrubs and stuff. You know, these are not going to push leaves very well. We already know that.
Right.
But, so let's say a good few months of the year, let's save our bodies, use these things. You can't even feel these on your back. It's just like a handheld blower on a frame, and they charge you double as much for whatever reason. Handheld blowers are 150 and these are 300. Same engine. So y'all can ask the manufacturers about why they do that, but whatever. It is what it is. But what Dad's saying is, man, you know, it seems like, man, why would you buy a blower that small? These are like, you know, made for like 50-year-old women homeowners or whatever. And I get that, you know, and there's even been people already commenting on my channel like, why would you do that video series? It's a waste of $300. Why would you get a blower that small, whatever? And the reason is, we have both done this for a very long time. And after a while, you will realize that you need to take care of your body. And if there's just a few clippings on this driveway, don't throw on a 22-pound backpack blower to do that, in my opinion. Even if this takes me 1 minute longer, I don't know.
Well, let me say this. Anyone who does anything for 10 hours will appreciate what we're talking about.
Right.
I don't care who you are. Even when in my 30s, I had to figure out what kind of Gatorade to drink.
Yeah.
'Cause at the end of 10 hours, I was out of energy.
Right.
Anything you can do to save some energy at the end of the day, to be with your sweetheart, play with your kids, or whatever. Even in my 30s, it was certain days where I had no energy, concrete days and things, but this type of thing, anything you can do to make that 10 hours conserve a little more energy, it just pays off playing that with the kids at the house and just doing other things you're interested in at the end of the day. There's more to life than just lawn care. So you know what I mean. So this stuff does save energy. It's really smart.
And now, the argument to that is, well, why wouldn't you use the biggest one you can, because it'll do it the fastest? And that's true. For an example, these are worthless in the winter. All right, when you got a foot of leaves sitting out on the grass, they're not for that. All right. And if you try to use it for that, you'll be on 1 yard all day trying to push the leaves across with these. They're just not made for that. But the other half of the year, when there's no leaves, see, for me, I actually have that mulch kit on my stand. I have a mulch kit on my walker. So my plan is, maybe I'll weed eat first, and then maybe I'll mow with the mulch kit, and it grinds up those clippings really good. If you don't fly, it really grinds them up, because you have all those clippings on the grass. So I'm hoping the mulch kit will help lessen those. And so I'll mainly just have the concrete. See, that's what I'm kind of planning. So like, maybe I'll edge it at first, and then I'll use the mower, and the mower can kind of make the grass clean. Because if you mow first, and then when you're edging along, you're flinging pine straw back out on the grass, you have to blow that back in, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll try to edge it first, then mow, and then use this. So that's what we're thinking. My dad already has experience. This is a 2015 model. I looked up the serial number the other day.
And I use it a lot.
Yeah, so he's got pretty good experience with this small blower. And and I've used it some. It's awesome, because your handheld blower, it's the same engine, but your handheld blower, you use that for about 15 minutes, and right here, like up your wrist a little bit, it tires you out. But these, I feel like I could take any one of these, put on my back, and just walk all day, and now you don't even know that it's on there. You know what I mean? So that's awesome. We're gonna fire these up and show you a little bit just with them sitting here idling. I don't want to run them full throttle quite yet, but I thought, let's get the Echo and this Echo, and let's do a size comparison, just because a lot of guys have that big Echo and they can see how small these are. You know what I'm saying? We'll set the big Echo right here. We set the big Echo just to show you how small it is. Another thing is, like, man, it's the cool thing about being so small. You could check this out. I don't know if you can tell, because the video is kind of wide angle, so maybe maybe like half as big or something. If you look at this, which this sticks up a little bit, but man, you can just take this and just fling it up into the back of the truck, whatever. And you can see what I'm talking about. The gas, I've had this blower, this is its second full season, and I run the daylights out of this thing, and you can see how you can still see, even though once this gets dirty, still see the gas. Just something to do with the Stihl gas tanks, I don't know, it's just how they are. But anyway, so we'll fire all these three back up here. We'll push this to help just to circulate your fuel into your carburetor here. And something I never knew growing up. Oh, look at that, we got a little something I never knew, but pushing this will never flood your engine, because whatever's left over, it goes back down the other tube and it goes in there. So you could push this 1,000 times and it doesn't make a darn bit of difference. It just cycles the gas through there, and kind of helps work out some of your bubbles and stuff. And if you run it out of gas, or if it had no gas in it, just like ours was, you press that to bring some gas back up here. Which, that was weird. You see it had like a weird color there for a minute, and now it's like clean blue again. I don't know what that was about.
Maybe some of the conditioner or something.
Yeah, it might be something. But we have to push this, or it won't start. So we're gonna do the same on this. And we'll start these up. This one's gonna be on the bottom, just like all Husqvarna Red Max products. I'm gonna push that, and we'll start them up. Set you guys here. This video's already getting long. We'll just start them up for a minute. Here, Dad, you can start this one. Maybe put on choke. They'll be pretty quiet. You hear it? They're so cute. They're running. Yeah, I'm headed on like full throttle. Put it on my 100%. All right, guys. Here's the idling. I'll start up this one. But this one's the same. So if you've seen a BG86 handheld blower, it's the exact same thing as this. Let's start this up for a minute. We got to end this video. It's getting real long. I won't be able to edit it. Guys, stay tuned. We're about to put these things in action. This next video will be coming out within 2-3 days of this first one. All right, y'all are awesome.